Hello everybody, welcome back. It's Claudia. Welcome to the Live Like a Goddess channel, where we learn to live like Mediterranean goddesses anywhere in the world we may be. So I am really pregnant, as you can tell. And so we of course are thinking about baby names. And so today we're talking about cultural baby names. I am Egyptian and Greek by descent, and my husband is from Cyprus. And so we kind of have this like smorgasbord of Eastern Mediterranean cultures between us. And so we have our opinions, and of course our parents have opinions, and our children have opinions about what to name our kid. So it started me thinking about, well, maybe this would be something kind of interesting to look up and to talk about with you guys. So my parents came to the US from Egypt. I told you they were Egyptian and Greek. And the way it works in Egypt is the child's middle name is the father's first name. Now, nobody thought to tell my dad that that's not how it's done in the US. So while growing up in America in the 80s, I was Claudia Nabil Hannah. It was miserable. So Nabil, of course, turned quickly into Nipple, because you're in middle school, and then it turned into Nibbles and Bits and Bits and Bits, which was like a really popular dog commercial food out there when I was a kid. So I couldn't wait for middle school to be over with, and I don't want to replay this and do it to my kid for the next generation, but I do want to keep a bit of a cultural side as well. So what are some other cultural baby names? Well, obviously here in the US, we have father's name being passed on to their firstborn son and to their firstborn son. And so we've got senior to junior and thirds and beyond. So that is a cultural thing. In the Spanish, Greek, Turkish cultures, it's really common to name your child after a grandparent's name. So that's why there's so many Marias and Mehmets out there in those countries. And it's also pretty acceptable to be naming your child after a patron saint of the country. So think of Andrew for England, Nicholas for Greece, or Maria for Italy, or Spain. Okay, so this one I thought was pretty cool. So in Thailand, a lot of time they would believe, some people believe, that spirits, evil spirits, would come and take your baby away if they knew your baby's real name. So they'd always give you a nickname. So you could go through an entire lifetime where your friends and other family members never really knew your real name, but they only knew your nickname because for fear that that evil spirit will come and take your child away. Now, in the Buddhist culture, it turns out that a lot of people wait for 2 to 3 months until after the baby's born to name the child, because by the time the baby is 2-3 months old, the baby can hear or listen. So what they do at that point is then name the child after a deity or a sage or a holy person or something like that, and so that the person or the baby can start listening and to the name for God, and then they will have, of course, a more righteous lifestyle. So they're waiting until the baby can actually hear, and then that name is called over and over again, and it's a righteous name. Now, I love this one. This one is from traditional Native American names, and it turns out in the culture, they give names to their babies several times throughout their years. So in the very beginning, when the baby is born, at the first sunrise, they'll give it a name, but that's rarely ever used. Then the mom or the dad or the friends will all be just calling the baby son or daughter till he or she is an adolescent. And by the time they're an adolescent, 12, 13 years old, they have a party for this child. And at this party, where they now know the child's personality, they give them a name that's more representative of who they are. So think of something like Strong Hunter or Weaver. Isn't that cool? Like at that point, when the kid's like 13 years old, they already know what the personality's like, and then they think, yeah, that fits him or fits her, and that's what they carry afterwards. Okay, now for us, we have a couple of names picked out. We don't know if it's a boy or a girl, so we're trying to be surprised this time around. We're taking a couple baby names, a couple boy names, a couple girl names into the hospital, and then we're trying to figure out, once this child is born, what fits best. So we'll see. I promise I will let you know what the baby is, a baby reveal name, introduce the baby to you guys once he or she is born, but you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer for that. how about you guys? Do you have a cultural name or a background that you've given to your child? I would love to hear about it. Drop me a note below, let me know, and please, if you enjoyed the video, give it a big thumbs up, like, follow, subscribe. Please follow my other social media sites and drop me a note, as I said. And be sure to follow back every Wednesday when we share tips and tricks on how to live like a Mediterranean goddess. Okay guys, it's Claudia saying the Mediterranean lifestyle. It is way more than just a diet. Bye goddesses.